Hey there, and welcome to my 5-star reviews for Realtors Masterclass. I hope you really enjoy this one. We're going to break it all down about getting 5-star reviews, why they're so important, how to remarket them, how to get them even as a new agent, how to always get 5-star reviews and create raving clients and raving reviews and build inbound leads and clients from your reviews. This is going to be a really good one because this is a super free, super easy way to get an endless stream of inbound clients. All right. And there's a lot of ways you can use these reviews. I'm going to talk about the platforms you can get them on, which ones are my favorites and why. This is going to be a great class. Now, if we haven't met before, I'm Charlie Cameron. I'm a real estate agent, a local team leader, and a national team leader at eXp Realty. I'm on a mission to help real estate agents everywhere grow their businesses exponentially and achieve financial freedom along the way. Oh, did I say I'm a real estate investor too? I'm kind of a real estate nerd. Now, this is a mastermind format. Every Tuesday night, I hold a mastermind for my team to help them grow and achieve freedom. Now, our team has access to a ton of tools, training, support, mentors, coaching, and masterminds. They have support on a daily basis, all for free. If that's something you're interested in learning about, head over to my blog, agentwealthhustle.com, and click on Partner with Us. You can schedule a call. We would love to chat with you and see if it's right to partner with us at eXp. Now, let's get into the mastermind. So tonight we are going to talk about 5-star reviews. So we're going to go into quite a bit of detail here into building up your 5-star reviews, why they matter, how to market with them, even how to get them as a brand new agent. So here's kind of what we're going to talk about. We're going to hit why they matter, and I'm going to give you a decent example here. Online review platforms, so what's out there and available, which ones I use and why, what makes a great review. We're going to look at a few examples. Then I'm going to talk about a formula to always get positive reviews from clients, my exact review request template and how it pretty much always works, and then breaking it down as to kind of why I did what I did, some bonus tips for that template, and then how to get reviews as a brand new agent, even if you've only had a few transactions or even no transactions, and then how to market with your reviews. And then the marketing tactic. This is maybe my favorite part of the whole thing. Just one slide. The one marketing tactic to convert all leads to clients. So that's a pretty cool one. So I've built up my review profiles in the couple of years I've been an agent. I've mostly been part-time too, right? So I'm pretty happy with, close to 40 reviews on my top 2 platforms. I know there are agents out there with more. There are teams out there with quite a few. So kind of keep that in mind as you're going forward. But most agents are still not doing a lot of this, or they're just not asking for them and wondering why they're not getting 5-star reviews. So the key is to follow these steps and just build it into your process as an agent, and you will get there really quickly. Okay, so why do they matter? They need to be a key part of your client attraction strategy. So, right, in the Line League team here, we talk a lot about client attraction, lead attraction, agent attraction. We really like that lead generation, those few lead generation tactics where we can create content, we can create stuff one time, and we get kind of, juice squeezed out of that forever, right? We're not just going out and, planting the corn and then we got to go, harvest all the corn. We're planting the tree and it just continuously just drops oranges all the time, right? So that's what reviews are, a key part of that, because as you build it up, it can continuously generate leads for you without creating new content, unlike these other ones where to some extent you're probably gonna have to create some content. All right, so there's kind of the 4 parts of this client attraction strategy, and reviews are a kind of final part of that when you close with that client, that could continue to build your momentum as an agent in your market. Okay, so think about Amazon. You go to buy a water bottle on Amazon, you type in water bottle, okay? 8 bajillion options pop up. They're all $20. Which one do you buy? You buy the
First
one
one.
with 50,000 4.9 star reviews, right? You don't buy the one with no reviews. And you sure as shit don't buy the one that has like 3 2-star reviews, right? That's a big no-no, big red flag, right? And which ones pop up first when you do that search? The ones with the most positive reviews, right? You didn't know what brand you were searching for. You didn't know exactly what you were looking for, but that specific water bottle popped up that had 50,000 5-star reviews, and you're like, well, I don't know what brand that is, but that looks really good. Everybody loves it. I'm going to buy that, right? So that same exact thing can happen to you as an agent. Or maybe you have heard about a certain product, or you saw a certain product and you're like, I could see myself maybe, maybe pairing up with that. And you go and you look it up on Amazon and look, it doesn't actually have any reviews. Maybe I'm not going to buy that, right? Maybe I'll buy or partner up with something that has more positive reviews, even if it's only 3, right? Maybe it's a very rare product. So all of that applies as an agent, right? So we can break this down to 3 reasons. The first is you want to convert prospective clients. So especially as a newbie, right? If someone doesn't know who you are, they're gonna maybe search for you online, right? What's the first thing we do? I met Warren in the grocery store and he's like, I'm an agent. And I'm like, that's cool. I go home and I go, who the hell is Warren, right? Let me go search on Google and, oh, wow, Warren's got, a couple dozen or a dozen positive reviews. Okay, good enough for me, right? Like, I'm happy with that. And I don't know how long he's been building his review profile, but hey, he's got positive reviews. That's a good thing. Other people, speak highly of Warren. So that looks good to me. Versus if I go and I Google and nothing shows up at all, that's a little bit scary, right? Or the profile shows up and there's nothing on there. It's kind of like, Warren, are you new? Are you part-time? What's the deal? Right? And then you start getting into these questions that really are not the road you want to go down when you're trying to convert a lead into a client. So this is a great way to convert prospective clients. And we'll follow up on this one at the very end to talk about kind of the best way to use reviews to convert clients. All right. Attracting new clients. There's someone searching for a realtor in your market. They go to Google, right? They may go to Zillow, they may go to Facebook, and they go, realtor in Niceville, Florida. Well, guess who's going to show up? The ones with the reviews, right? The ones with the keywords and the reviews. And especially with Google, right? They're going to rank a lot of those existing platforms that you can get reviews on and their own review platform. So you want to have those positive reviews because they'll give you free traffic. All of those platforms will give you free traffic for having a lot of free reviews. So that's attracting clients you didn't even know existed that are going to reach out to you. Now, the third thing is creating marketable social proof. So that's just taking these reviews, adding a picture to them, turning them into social media graphics, and converting them into other social media proof that you can share to then generate more leads. And we're going to dive a little bit in depth into that. So let's talk about the online platforms that you can get reviews on. So I came up with 7 of the ones that I'm the most familiar with and have seen people using. They're not all created equal, and there may be others out there, but I didn't find them that relevant. So there's Google My Business. Hopefully everybody knows what that is at this point. But business page for Google, Facebook business page. It's just a Facebook profile, as a business. Realtor.com profile, Zillow.com profile, Nextdoor, which is a neighbor app. Hopefully everybody's been on Nextdoor. It can get a little bit annoying at times, but I have actually tried some of the paid lead gen on Nextdoor. Alignable, which is very new. That's more of like a business networking, but I'm seeing a lot of action and a lot of people using it, and an opportunity to put reviews there early on potentially. And if it starts ranking well on Google, that could be a good place for you to stand out versus other platforms. Nextdoor is another one of those, not many agents using it, a place to stand out platforms. And then Bigger Pockets is geared really only towards real estate investors. So if you want to serve real estate investors, you may want to include this in the platforms you use. If you don't plan to do that at all, don't worry about it. But the key is you got to pick only 2 to 3, because you can't ask for a lot of reviews from every single client. So what's going to happen is when you go to ask a client for reviews, you can't list 7 platforms to go find you on and rate you on. They're going to just do 0. Okay. It's got to be easy. So you can only pick 2 to 3 to really go with. So which should you choose? Well, I think every agent should be on Google My Business. Everyone should be on Google My Business, because guess what the #1 search engine is? Guess who lets you have a whole profile that shows up to the right of all the search results? So yeah, there's search results here, great, but you get a whole extra box. None of these other platforms are going to get that when they search you on Google, right? They're going to be somewhere else down the page, hopefully, if you did your profile right. But everyone should be on Google My Business. Google My Business gives a ton of free traffic. I get a couple hundred organic views a month. That's amazing, right? And they have the opportunity to reach out. Everyone should do that. The second should be, this is like a no shit answer, the one you'll use, right? So you got to pick the one you'll actually go use. For me, I'm told a geriatric millennial, so Facebook it is. I understand Facebook, I use Facebook, and that's my platform of choice. So, but you may decide, hey, I want to be the top agent on Realtor.com. I like Zillow leads, and I also want to be the top agent on Zillow. Or, hey, I use Nextdoor quite a bit. Why don't I try and make that kind of a niche where, yes, I'm ranking on Google, but also Nextdoor. Alignable, you could be kind of one of the first there. Or if you're an investor-focused agent, bigger pockets. That can be a great way to get organic leads from investors. So Google My Business, it's free. It's a top search engine. They'll promote you organically with reviews and activity. This is important. You do need to go in and like be active on there. And the easy thing to do is anytime you do a social media graphic with a sold and a for sale and an open house, you just post it there too. That tells Google that you actually care about the profile. So few people do that they're then going to promote you ahead of others. So many agents are still not using this. It's like, ooh, this is hard. No, it's really not. It's not hard at all. Go watch these 2 YouTube videos on how to set it up and how to optimize it for organic traffic. All right, by yours truly. Okay, all right. So I told you about my 2 personal favorites: Google My Business, Facebook business page. One of the reasons I like Facebook over some of these others is that it's similar to Google My Business with both posting and reviews, but you can build a following. Right? You can't really build a following on Realtor.com. You can't really do it on Zillow.com. Nextdoor has it to some extent, but you can build an actual following of clients on Facebook, which allows you to then, anytime you post, more people will see it than they will on Zillow, Realtor. You can post on Nextdoor. So to me, there's just more juice to be squeezed out of Facebook than some of these other platforms. That I don't ever plan to do paid Zillow or Realtor. I did paid Nextdoor. I don't plan to do that in the future. So for me, it's kind of Facebook. I would do Facebook ads in the future. So that's those are my favorites. I also do bigger pockets, but the key is I only ask for a bigger pockets review if they are an investor and if they have a profile in bigger pockets. So that's the key there. I'll only add that 3rd link in a request email if I know they have a bigger pockets account. All right, so what makes a great realtor review? I came up with 5 traits here, or ｃhatGPT helped me come up with 5 key traits for my blog posts, but I think they're pretty good. So specific, I changed one of them. Specific, so details on your actual expertise as an agent, and more importantly, some sort of instance or challenge that you helped the client overcome. That speaks volumes. It shows the world that you are a problem solver for others, and that's really what we do as real estate agents. Authentic. So you want clients to gush in such a way that when others read it, they have a genuinely positive experience reading about the experience another client had with you, right? Fake testimonials can be spotted easily. Those don't help at all. Those authentic reviews carry a lot of weight with anybody who might read them, and they carry a lot of weight when you remarket them on social media. Compelling should tell a story, evoke emotions. Like, well, I'll show you some examples of some, but maybe like, we had to buy our house sight unseen, but it was the perfect experience. And when we moved in, we couldn't have been happier with the home. That's like, wow, ooh, that was a really emotional event. And guess what? They were super happy at the end of the day. Raving, similar thing, but you want it to be extremely, extremely positive with super positive feedback in such a way that it creates fear of missing out of not working with you, right? People who read that are like, well, shoot, I better reach out to Charlie because that's who I want to work with versus some other agent who's not reposting those reviews. And then for marketing purposes, you want to make it visually appealing. And I'm going to show you the way that I've started doing that and implementing that. So let's look at some examples here. If I can figure out how to do that. Okay, so yep, this is one of the blog posts. All right. Charlie's the best. He's a great person, a great agent. He went out of his way to help answer questions and do research before, during, and after the deal. He helped us acquire an amazing property when we didn't think it would work out. We were a backup offer, right? Problem solving, and made sure everything stayed on track with a very tight timeline. We will definitely be working with him again in the future, right? That's a raving positive there. It shows that not only did I have a good time, I'm gonna have a good time again. Charlie and his team were awesome. We worked with them while living in Guam, and they accommodated all of our needs, wants, no matter the time difference. Charlie went above and beyond to make sure we were taken care of throughout the entire process. Extremely knowledgeable on military home buying. Would definitely recommend them to anyone looking in the area. It's always good to have that little like extra, I would definitely recommend, or I would definitely work with again. So this one, we'll come back to this. Remember this one with the smiley face here. He's an excellent agent, wonderful to work with. Not only is he extremely thorough and professional, he's also fun to work with. I highly recommend him and his team for real estate needs. Okay, remember the smiley face. We'll come back. Not super awe-inspiring, right? It didn't evoke any emotions. It didn't call out any specific events. There was no problem solving going on here. It was just okay. Compared to the next one, Charlie was truly exceptional. He was always willing to go above and beyond. Moving from Ohio, he was always available to answer questions, even video tours of properties. Versed with dealing with other agents, and issues were quickly resolved. Charlie and his team made the PCS to Florida an extremely easy process. I could always count on them. Highly recommend. So, this talked about a specific instance. This talks about it proactive and informing us of details and information we've not been aware of otherwise. That's a specific instance. Wonderful realtor knowledge basis. He puts his clients first. There's no specific anything here, right? Very generic sounding. Next one, I cannot recommend, blah, 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 right? So this is a pretty good one, but it's also generic. There's no talk about a specific transaction here or specific experience. Oh, never mind. This first-time home buyers. Okay, so that one does talk about specific experience, but you kind of get the idea. And you can build these out fairly quickly. So we're going to get into a little bit about that. Oops, I forgot to change that header, but this section is about the formula to always get positive reviews. Like, how do we do this? So it's pretty simple. They have to have a good experience, right? But everybody thinks it ends there. You also have to have a post-closing wow. I'm going to talk about what that means in a minute. And then you have to make the ask. So important. And it's so commonly missed. And that's how you get a raving review every time. So the positive transaction experience, you've got to over deliver. And I know that sounds facetious or whatever. Yes, Charlie, we get it. But it really does matter, especially if you have other things going on and there's just a lot of stressful things in life in general. You can't let your client suffer because of that. They have to come first in your transaction if you want 5-star reviews, right? They've got to have a super positive experience. So the way to do that is to exceed expectations, anticipate issues, and create solutions before they even come up. Like, for example, hey, this is going to be an out of area closing. We're going to get, you're overseas. We need to close locally. We need to get a power of attorney. We need to get this all set up. We need your power of attorneys mailed back stateside. We need to do this way advance of closing to make sure nothing gets lost in the mail. Like, those are making sure you're doing things way ahead of time to prevent an issue later. Clients are going to see that and appreciate that. Remove as much stress as possible. This is so important. Like, for example, I've had buy experiences before I was a realtor where the realtor was like, okay, congrats, you're under contract. Here's 100 things you now need to do. And it's like, well, I have to pick between one of these WDO inspectors. I have to pick between one of these home inspectors. Oh, you didn't tell me that I needed to do a wind mitigation and a 4-point inspection, a Florida only insurance thing with my inspector, right? Like, I do it a little bit different. I go, hey, are you cool with me, suggesting an inspector? If you're good with that inspector, I'll go ahead and schedule the inspections for you. That way I'm kind of removing that whole like liability of, oh, you can't choose the inspector because like that's all crap. I allow them to say, yes, I'm good with you choosing the inspector. And then I just go do that for them, right? I removed as much stress as possible. They just get, hey, here's the report. Here's my assessment of the report, not just send them the report and let them flounder, right? Talk through it with them. Give them your assessment before they've even opened it. I mean, I'm just spitballing examples here, but the more stress you take off of their plate, because they've got to go through financing, they've got to get insurance, right? They've got to move all their crap. There's a lot going on. So anything you can do to just make your part of the process feel easy is going to make a positive experience for them. Provide valuable guidance. To some extent, not only are you a counselor, sometimes a marriage counselor even, but your goal is to provide guidance to them. Be their expert. That is your role. And give them options. A lot of times they'll be like shocked when you give them options instead of just saying, this is how it be, right? Let them kind of be in the driver's seat to some extent on what they want to achieve. And then leverage a killer team. I don't know if you guys have had this experience, but if you have a bad lender and a bad title agent and a terrible inspector and no transaction coordinator and you're busy, it is the worst experience ever, both for you and your clients. Okay. Title forgot when closing was. This has happened to me multiple times. The lender is, some big box agency that you can only call between 9 and 3 on Monday through Thursday, and you never speak to the same person twice. And they ask for the same documents 8 times, right? Or the inspector was really terrible, caught nothing. The inspection had basically nothing in it. How do you know what's wrong or right with the house? Versus as you get more skilled and you work with different title agencies and different lenders and different inspectors in your market, you're going to find a few that are heavy hitters. They're amazing. They're hustlers. They crush it every time. You want to build your real estate experience around that team. For me, I have not had to use a client recommended lender in a couple years, I think, at this point. I've gotten so good at convincing them that, hey, when you use my lender, we are all going to have a better experience. You're going to have just as good of a rate. They're actually going to pick up the phone. They're going to give you options. They're going to not ask you twice for the document you already provided, right? And there's just a ton of advantages to using that local lender. Same thing with title, same thing with inspector. At this point, I could pretty much drive the entire team, which is how I like it, because it makes or breaks a transaction entirely. All right. I think we kind of beat that one to death. But and then if you're super busy, gotta have a TC. In fact, I recommend it for everyone. Once you kind of get the hang of it, transactions, is to hire that transaction coordinator, because that's just going to make sure no balls get dropped along the way. The goal is not to outsource you or your personal experience talking to the client, but to outsource all the back end stuff, schedule the inspections, handle the additional paperwork, and kind of make sure things just get coordinated, right? Okay, the post-closing wow feeling. What is that? So the first thing is to close and then provide value after closing. If what you did is you close and grab your check and run out the door and, oh, by the way, hey, can you leave me a review? Thanks. that's not going to feel right, right? That's not going to feel good to your client. It's just, it doesn't come off right. So here's what I found works. What you do is you provide value for a couple weeks after closing. So it's not over. Like, they're still moving in, they're still getting situated. Maybe they're having issues with a certain utility. Maybe they need recommendation for a lawn guy, maybe this, that, or the other. You can still provide advice and help them for 2 weeks. It doesn't necessarily mean you got to go do stuff, right? Or take a lot of time out of your day, but following up with a text every couple of days saying, hey, how you doing? Is everything good with the house? Any recommendations I can provide to you? That's going to tell them that, oh, wow, like, Charlie actually cares. Even after he got paid, he continues to follow up and check on us. And I mean, that just creates this whole nother level of how clients feel about you. And then you hit them with, we hit them with one, we're going to hit them with another, we're going to hit them with a super memorable closing gift. So that's a picture of my new favorite closing gift. Here it is right here. So this is just an Etsy product. Okay, I will drop the link in the chat for you guys when I finish up here. But it's just a custom product. You get it printed. It's got their name on it, home sweet home, and the exact coordinates of their house. What are they going to do with that? The first thing they're going to do when they get in that house is they're going to hang it on the wall. What does that do? So not only are they going to say, wow, that's a really thoughtful custom gift, it goes on the wall. So you now stay front of mind all of the time. You are in their lives without them even realizing it constantly, because they're going to walk by it and go, oh yeah, that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wasn't that thoughtful? Oh yeah. Wasn't that nice? So you're going to stay front of mind. Creates referral opportunities, right? Because you're front of mind, they're going to refer you. Someone's going to walk in their house and go, wow, that's kind of a cool gift. It's like, oh yeah, a realtor gave it to you. Oh yeah, who's your realtor, right? More opportunities there that you don't even know or aware that are happening behind the scenes. And then of course it's still on the wall when they go to sell the home. Who are they going to call? They're going to call you, right? So now you've hit, and so you've got to deliver both of these things, right? Once these two things have happened, so you've had a couple weeks of providing value after closing, you've given the super memorable closing gift. Now is the time to ask for the review. Okay, we've kind of we've prepped the battlefield to request the review. So at this point, shouldn't feel weird to ask for it. You've been giving everything. You've had a super positive experience. You've helped them even after closing. You provide this really cool custom closing gift. Now is the time. Now this, you guys might laugh at this, like you have to actually ask for it. But I personally, for like a year and a half, didn't even think to ask for reviews. Okay, so learn from my mistakes. You gotta actually ask. They're not gonna go like, oh, how can I, man, I'd really love to give back to Charlie. Let me go search on the interwebs and see if I can find his profile. Well, if you don't have much built out, they're not gonna find you very easily anyway. And nobody really does that. So you've got to make the ask. Super important. Right? Okay, so we did the three things. Now we're going to make the ask to get the raving review. Okay, here is the review request ask template that works. All right. Hey, Nick and Liz, how is everything with the home? My landscaper will be reaching out to you to help with this, get your sprinklers set up and get you a lawn care quote. Please let me know what else I can help with. I just want to say, and now we're getting into the literal copy and paste part. I just want to say thank you so much for your trust. I appreciate the opportunity you gave me to serve as your realtor. Free reviews and referrals are key to my business as a real estate professional serving military families. If you're happy with my service as your 5-star realtor, would you do me a huge favor and review me on the platforms below? And those would be the exact links to the review space in those platforms. If you both could provide a review on Google and on both Google and Facebook, it would be much appreciated. Feel free to use copy paste for each website. I really enjoyed getting to know you. Please reach out anytime if there's anything in the world I can help you with. A little bit of Ricky Carruth thrown in there. And if you know anything else, I can, wow. Oh, and if you know anyone else I can help, I can read, I swear. I would be honored for the opportunity to assist them in any way I can. Thanks again, your realtor neighbor, Charlie. All right. I've refined this and honed this over time. So here's the result of that. Here's some 5-star reviews. Charlie's team were awesome. We worked with them while living in Guam. They accommodated all of our needs, no matter the time difference. They went above and beyond, taken care of through the entire process. Extremely knowledgeable. Would definitely recommend. The military family purchased our first home from halfway across the world, so we put a lot of trust in Charlie and his team to advocate for us in our absence as first-time home buyers. We had numerous questions. They promptly answered, found our dream home. Charlie and his team jumped on it right away, setting up the walkthrough, guiding us on how to make an appealing offer to ensure the house could be ours. If you want a personal, helpful, communicative team, I highly recommend Charlie Cameron, right? Now I'll pop this in the chat as well. This is just the one of the blog posts where you can just copy and paste that text. Okay. All right. So let's break this down a little bit. The top part, there's 3 keys to this. It's got to be hyper personalized. So it can't just be like, hey, how is your home? Okay, here's the copy paste, right? It needs to be like super hyper personalized. Like I'm talking to you about specific things that only you and I would know, right? That way it doesn't come off as this is a copy paste template, right? It doesn't. Because of that warm up, you're now just like into it. You're loving it. You're reading it. You got to keep it simple. This is where those links come in. It's got to be no more than 3. I recommend 2 links, right? My process is Google, Facebook. I add BiggerPockets if they're an investor. These are direct links to the place where you do the reviews. So Google has a little get more reviews thing. You copy that link, they plop it in here. Facebook, same thing. If you notice, I also request referrals in here twice. Referrals, if there's anyone you know. All right, just make it clear. Hey, who do you know? Hey, do you know anybody who needs my help? Hey, this does work. There's something else. If you were happy with my service as your 5-star realtor, so this is a technique I borrowed from owning Airbnbs. I'm basically saying, if you think I was 5 stars, would you then do me the favor, right? It's kind of like leaving a door open to say, if you didn't think I was 5 stars, don't do it, right? So I know that sounds a little counterintuitive, but we'll come back to why that's in there a little bit later. So that's the template. So here's some bonus tips. Ask for double reviews from couples, right? That was to 2 people. So you'll want to, if you both could provide a review on both Google and Facebook, right? 1 email, 4 reviews, okay? 2 per platform. Huge, right? You're building that profile very quickly. Be sure to follow up twice. Follow up is everything in this business. I'm also terrible at it. It's something we have to do, okay? Be sure to follow up twice. After that, I let it go. I just say, okay, they're busy, whatever. I'm not going to keep pestering them. I'm just going to let it go. But 2 follow-ups is good. I would give them, a week and a half to 2 weeks between them. And then at that point, be like, nah. Something else you can do is, when you send this email, send a text and saying, hey, I just want to make sure you got this email. It would be really great if you could help me out with a review. And then the third one, this is why we talk about, hey, if you are happy with my service as a 5-star realtor, if for some reason, I doubt this would ever be the case, because I think you'll know. But if for some reason they thought you didn't have a good transaction, that's kind of leaving the path to not leave you a review. Like you outwardly, they presented a facade that it was good, but maybe they didn't really think so they can just not leave you one. But we've all been there, right? The Karens of real estate. No offense to any nice Karens watching this video, but just as with Airbnb, no review is far better than a bad review. So if you have a bad transaction, and I've of course had my fair share of nightmare clients. These are people that no matter what you do, you can do no right. You know exactly kind of the profile I'm talking about, or people that change their mind in the transaction about what they really want and they blame it on you, right? Those are two of the big things I've had happen. Don't ask for it. Like just let it be. Interestingly, I've had a client that I thought it went terribly. Well, I put a ton of work in. They thought it went terribly, but then after the close, they were like promoting us on social media. So you never really know what's going to happen. But just don't do it. And you know, if you're newer, you'll make more mistakes, and it could feel a little bit more rocky road. You kind of just have to make that call as you go along. But I guarantee you, if you are working your butt off and over delivering, even as a new agent, if you make small mistakes here and there, you can recover from them and still get great reviews and referrals. Okay, so how do you do this if you're a new agent, right? I'm talking about all these closings and getting reviews and yada, yada. So what do you do if you've only had a few or even no transactions? It's two ways to build your street cred. The first is asking past clients, no matter how long it's been. And then the other is no like and trust reviews, okay? So the tail between the legs ask, right? You closed the transaction, I don't care, it might have been a year ago, but you hadn't thought about building out your review profile till just now. Go back and ask them. If it was a positive experience, just go back and say, hey, listen, I know it's been a while. I'm sorry to come out of the blue and ask this of you, but you know, I'm really trying to grow my business as a real estate agent. It would really mean a lot to me. I'd really appreciate it if I'm just starting my online reviews and could really use your help with it. If you would leave me a review, you're going to get some. You might get more than you expect with that cold outreach, right? You might want to warm them up a little bit, maybe a text or an email a few weeks before to warm them up, and then send it. It's kind of up to you, but this is what I did initially. These are the two things I did initially, and it did work. Well, I got quite a few from it. The worst that could happen is they don't do it. They're not going to go give you a bad review. Okay, so who cares? Who cares about the embarrassment or whatever? Just send it. And then no like and trust reviews. Okay, I'm not telling you to do fake reviews here. Okay, you don't want people to go like falsify reviews and say they closed the house with you, right? That's unethical. What you do is you ask for reviews on you personally, on your personality, from people who already know, like, and trust you. So these are people who already trust your real estate advice. They've seen you, talking about real estate. They've talked with you in person about it. They've seen your services. Maybe they know you as a person, as a colleague, as a hard worker, somebody who's honest, somebody who's got great customer service skills, somebody who's got passion to serve others. That's great, because they can write a review about you and how amazing you are, maybe related to real estate, oftentimes related to real estate. So these usually come from family or good friends, colleagues, and people you interact with more frequently that see who you are and see what you're like when it comes to real estate knowledge. So here's some examples that I totally made up, right? Maya is an absolute joy to work with, is one of the most knowledgeable realtors I've ever met. I would 1000% recommend her services to anyone. Tony is one of the smartest investor agents I've ever known. There is no one better I'd recommend to help investors with their San Antonio investing goals. Right? Adam is one of the most dedicated agents you'll ever meet. He always puts clients first, makes himself available to field any and all questions expertly, and handles major challenges with ease. He's easily the commercial agent of choice for Denver. Okay, we didn't falsify anything. We made great reviews about the individual. And I mean, if you read into them, and so if you remember the smiley face review, it's pretty easy to tell if you look at these that these are not like actual clients that closed with Maya or Tony or Adam, right? These are personality reviews. And that's okay. All these are doing is that these are observations that complement the agent's strengths, right? It's something that a friend or family could observe about you. If someone reads deeply into them, they're going to know they're not about specific instances or transactions. But most prospective clients aren't going to do that. They're going to see that you have 25-star reviews. Done, right? these reviews aren't as helpful for creating marketing. So that's where really the client reviews are going to help a lot with. But that's okay. You can still build an initial profile to build off of with those first few reviews. Plus, it helps with that kind of mentality of like, oh, I don't want to be the first one, right? So if you get some personal reviews, then clients will be more inclined to be like, oh yeah, he's already got 5 or 6. I feel good about writing mine. I know all of you guys, so happy to write a personality review about any of you anytime. So just email me your links or pop them in the chat and I'll grab them before we hop off tonight. Marketing with your 5-star realtor reviews. Okay, so you've been doing this now. You went back to your past clients. You got some personal reviews. You went to your current clients, and you're just like a review cranking machine now. Okay, they're starting to really come out. You're getting dozens. You've got a dozen reviews on each platform, or a couple dozen. Why market with reviews? Well, gives you content. Because we're always like, oh, I don't know what content to create. Whatever. This was created for you. Somebody else wrote this. This is now your content. Okay, just go repurpose it. You can now showcase your track record all over social media. Talk about some ways to do that. That doesn't sound like you're like, inflating your ego. Convert leads into clients. Very important. Leave no doubt about how good you are and what your services are about. And then create fear of missing out by not working with you. Okay. There is no other choice but you. So here's some of the ways to do it. Display it on your website. Right. So I'm specifically talking about my Carrot website. I haven't thought much about how this might go on your cijří website. So maybe I'll do a little bit of dabbling and let you guys know. But you want to put them where prospective clients will see them. Right. So I've got this one. I took a favorite one. I created a graphic and I put this at the top of the website, just below the kind of header, what we do, how to work with us. Boom. Here's our, we're proud to be the best military real estate team on the Emerald Coast. We're 5 stars on these platforms. Here's a favorite review, right? Just like clear as day. We're the best. No doubt about it. Right up front, right? You want to immediately put people at ease and immediately put them in a positive light. Like, oh, wow. Okay. I think I'm in the right place. I see some positive reviews. The other thing you can do on some platforms like a WordPress site or Carrot is you can create a carousel of testimonials. So this is like one that's in a carousel that rotates, and any page they go on, I have the carousel at the bottom. So if they kind of scroll down, they're going to see that down there. So that's one way to use them. You definitely want to have some on your website because you want people to immediately form some trust with you when they get there. Then it'll make it easier for them to opt in and provide their contact info, right? And then you can create social media graphics to share on social media. So let me pull this up. Whoop. I'm not sure this will load because this is not my, oh, it is. Okay, so Canva, Realtor's #1 tool, okay, besides maybe the MLS, is full of customer review templates. There's 21 pages of customer review templates. All right, you literally cannot run out of them. So go and pick your favorite template. I literally just took like this minimalist one, and then this one right here, gray minimalist, and then I added a flag behind it, like most of my marketing, because we're a military focused team. And then boom, I plopped a review in there. I put first name, last letter. If you want, you can get permission from your clients to put their picture on there and their full name, whatever you want to do. I think this is fine because I don't have to say who it was, right? And I just put a little bit of, hey, here's how you get to us. And so now you can create content from this. And it doesn't just have to be a social media graphic, even though that's great to sprinkle in with all the rest of your content. There's a lot of other ways you can showcase your reviews. You could post them in magazines. You can put them on postcards and mailers. You could put them on banners for events. You can put them in email newsletters. I'm actually going to incorporate this into our weekly newsletter. Just having this like 5-star rating, Facebook and Google, somewhere in there, right? So at some point when they're scrolling, they're going to see that and go, whoop, wait a minute. Oh, cool, right? On social media as graphics, like we just showed, on flyers, handouts, door hangers. So this is a flyer we printed for an event. We gave out like a couple hundred, every single one. Our 5-star. Hey, we're 5 stars on these platforms, right? Look us up. We're proud of it. So this is an interesting one. I've seen this a lot recently. So if you're looking for a way to create some videos, go and just, you know, talk about a great review you got, and it doesn't have to be like, look at me, I'm awesome. It could just be like, I am so grateful for this review. I just want to read this to you guys. You know, most of the folks on the call tonight are men, so maybe we wouldn't be as emotional about it, but you could be upbeat and happy about, like, hey, I'm really proud of this review. I just want to share it with you guys. Well, guess what all the platforms are showing? They're all showing that tall form video to everyone else. So people are going to see that and go, wow, okay, that's creating FOMO. That's creating fear of missing out by not working with you versus another agent. It keeps it in the back of their mind that, wow, okay, Warren is a really great agent. I mean, he just talked about this cool review. That's pretty great, right? Got to be getting yourself out there, get more leads. So that's another way to do that. Display a favorite or two in your email signature if you want. I would rather go with this method where I just show, hey, we're 5 stars on these platforms. And share them on YouTube videos if you want. You can create videos in Canva very easily. You could just use these testimonials and create a short video, like a 10-second video that can be shared on your Facebook group, for example. So there's lots of things you could do with these. Okay, and the bonus here, and this is, I think, my get off the stage here. So this is the simplest marketing tactic that I know of to convert a lead into a client. At every opportunity, encourage a prospective client to go look at your reviews online. All right, this is powerful. I saw my lender partner doing this, and I was like, why the heck am I not doing that? That's amazing. So this is now part of my business model. Any new lead I talk to, I'll be saying, hey, you know, and if you'd like, we'd love for you to go check us out on Google and Facebook. Go check out our reviews on Google and Facebook. Because what you're saying to that lead then is that your track record is so legitimate, so positive that it's searchable. You can go look me up, okay? And that your track record speaks for itself. You don't have to try and convert them. You don't have to go down the, well, I'm the best. I've sold this many houses and I'm a veteran and I know about VA loans and I'm also a real estate investor. And so I'm so darn good. You can't even believe it. Like, that goes over a lot of people's heads. But what doesn't is dozens of 5-star reviews that they can go see for themselves from other clients, right? To me, this is epically powerful, and we're going to be rolling this into our lead conversion for our Facebook community. So, boom, lead closed. Okay. Thanks for watching this mastermind. I hope you got a ton out of it. If you'd be interested in joining a team like this, that's free, that collaborates on a daily basis to help you succeed, grow your business, and achieve financial freedom along the way, go ahead and check out agentwealthhustle.com and click on Partner with Us. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to chat. Anyway, I hope you go out there and crush it and have a great day.